That's my entertainment too.
What's yours?
What's yours?
This is Nick with That's My Entertainment. I am so excited to be here with
Jeff, Rake. How you doing?
Jeff. You are now another person that is responsible for me being more afraid of flying than I already am, so that's impressive.
Yeah, sorry about that.
I wanted to ask you about a little behind the scenes on the premise of this show because it's interesting. I haven't seen a show like this on a network for a while. What was it like trying to pitch something with this type of supernatural / sci-fi type vibe to a network show?
It was tricky to pitch the show for a couple of reasons. Number one is because, event mysteries fall in and out of favor, with the networks. And I feel like, they can be hot and then they trend away and they kind of fade out. And when I was pitching the show originally, because I pitched it more than once, that's my origin story. And the first time I pitched the show, nobody was interested in an event mystery, especially from a guy who came up writing shows about lawyers. Because I was a lawyer before I was a writer about lawyers before I fell into genre and event mysteries. So in general, it was very challenging. And then even the second time around, years later, when I tried to kind of dust off the idea post-Malaysian Air, when all of a sudden, because of that mysterious tragedy, all of a sudden my idea seemed not so pie in the sky anymore, right? Because something in the real world was there that I could point to and say, what if? But even then, it was incredibly challenging. The buyers that I would go out and talk to were skeptical of me. Why am I a guy who could write that show? Because I hadn't worked in genre, I hadn't worked in event mysteries. But also, that idea of investing in a serialized event mystery is always a gamble for networks because, it's hard to syndicate a show like that. It's hard to kind of get people to start midway with a show like that. Shows like this probably, generally do better in binging environments. And so week to week, it's a real challenge. So God bless the people at Warner Brothers and NBC who heard the pitch, connected to it, connected to my characters, connected to my story. And they went for it. And so lucky for me that they had faith.
I am very glad they went for it as well. I am super excited to be watching Manifest. Now, you said something about the mystery element that I'm very curious about, because we see a lot of mystery and supernatural stuff on planes specifically. Like, we had The Lost, 20,000, Nightmare at 20,000 Feet. Yeah. What do you think makes planes such an interesting setting that our minds kind of go to something that makes us unnerving?
I think for different reasons, we all have at least that slight feeling of trepidation when we buckle our seatbelt and let somebody fly us into the air, right?
Especially.
You and me both. It's a feeling of powerlessness, but also kind of a leap of faith. There's literally nothing you or I can do to make sure that plane is going to land. And so I think that's something we all connect to, that idea of kind of throwing yourself into the great unknown, and also the idea of separation and return. We're always going away or coming back when we get on a plane, and there's a lot of emotion and suspense tied into that inherently.
That is very interesting, and I'm buckling my seat right now to watch Manifest on NBC. That's Nick Tice here for That's My Entertainment. That's My Entertainment. What's yours?